NASCAR returns to the Volunteer State for Food City 500 weekend here at Bristol Motor Speedway, and there's a couple of unique storylines to follow for this weekend's races. The first one to look at is the Craftsman Truck Series race, which is going to be run tonight, the Tennessee Army National Guard 250. There's going to be 8 NASCAR Cup Series drivers participating in the Tennessee Army National Guard 250 tonight. That is actually the most in Craftsman Truck Series history of the amount of Cup drivers coming down to participate in a Craftsman Truck Series race. Christopher Bell, Ross Chastain, and Daniel Suarez, just to name a few drivers that are going to be participating in tonight's truck race here from Bristol Motor Speedway. By the way, the only on-track action that we have today here at Bristol will be Truck Series practice and qualifying and the Tennessee Army National Guard 250 later tonight here from Bristol. Another storyline to watch out for, Kyle Larson, remember him? Yeah, that's right. Fall of 24, spring of 25, the Food City 500 last year, and the Bass Pro Shops night race in September of 2024. Kyle Larson dominated those races, leading over 800 combined laps in those 2 races combined. But since then, he's won only one race, that coming at Kansas last year in May. And it's kind of funny when you think about it, that since the Food City 500 last year, he's only won one race, but to help soften that blow, he has won a NASCAR Cup Series title. But currently on a 31 race winless streak. We'll see maybe if he can get the streak down to 0 and pick up his second Food City 500 victory on Sunday. Another thing to watch out for, Goodyear has introduced a new tire, both the left and right side tire packages for this race, as they are trying to minimize the day-to-day, or not the day-to-day, but the race-to-race temperature swings, because that's something we've seen a lot in the past couple of races here at Bristol, is these massive temperature swings. If you remember, Food City 500 a few years ago, we had the epic tire wear here, and that race was run on St. Patrick's Day in 2024, so it was mid-March compared to, say, this weekend where it's mid-April. Compared to then, that was mid-60s, somewhat overcast, got a little bit cooler as the race went on, so that definitely affected it. But since then, we've gotten pretty warm Bass Pro night races, and then also Food City 500 last year. I mean, you look at the Bass Pro Shop night race in 2024, low 80s for that one. 2025, a little bit warmer, but made the difference in the spring race to where we didn't see really any of that tire wear. Also could have been done too as well, but the teams were prepared to face potential excess of tire wear. But last year, remember, temperatures a little bit cooler. Night race, hadn't seen that tire wear since they started racing in the Gen 7 era, but we saw a lot of that last year as well. Maybe not to the extreme of the Food City 500 2 years ago, but we'll see what Goodyear has brought us in store. But those are some of the headlines for Food City 500 weekend here at Bristol Motor Speedway. O'Reilly Auto Parts practice and qualifying alongside Cup Series practice and qualifying will be tomorrow, and then we've got the Suburban Propane 300 tomorrow night, NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series on the CW and PRN, and then the Food City 500 on Sunday at 3 p.m. FS1 Performance Racing Network. Doug Turnbull will be here alongside me later this weekend, and we'll have things all covered for you all right here on the 5 to Go podcast social channels.